In this one, we are covering the things from section 16 and onwards. So let's get started. Alright. तो सेक्शन 16 किस बारे में बात करता है? सेक्शन 16 basically talks about what? That is the power of central government to issue direction. सेक्शन 16 बताता है about that what will be the power of central government. क्या सारी पावर होने वाली है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की. इसको हम थोड़ा कम्युनिकेटिव रखते हैं so that we can communicate as well. तो सेक्शन 16 जो है that is nothing but what? That is the power of central government to issue direction. That what all will be the power of central government to issue direction को issue करते टाइम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कौन कौन सी उसके पास पावर होती है and all such thing. Both shall be bound by the direction of central government on questions of policy. हम क्या बोलते हैं that both shall be bound. both जो है that the same shall be bound होगा by the direction of central government. जो भी direction होंगे central government के on questions of policy के बारे में. तो हम क्या बोलते हैं कि बोर्ड शेल बी बाउंड. बोर्ड जो है वो बाउंड हो जाएगा बाय द डायरेक्शन जो भी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट उसे डायरेक्ट करेगा ऑन क्वेश्चन ऑफ पॉलिसी पे. उसके बाद बोर्ड शेल बी गिवन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू एक्सप्रेस व्यू बिफोर एनी डायरेक्शंस. बोर्ड शेल बी गिवन बोर्ड को अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जाएगी कि वो अपना एक्सप्रेस कर सकता है व्यूज बिफोर एनी डायरेक्शन से पहले वो अपने व्यू को एक्सप्रेस कर सकता है. Decision of central government as on one is a question of policy or not is final. हम क्या बोलते हैं जो भी डिसीजन होंगे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के एज ऑन वन इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ पॉलिसी होंगे एंड नॉट इज फाइनल नहीं होंगे. उसके बाद सेक्शन 17 बात करता है दैट इज द पावर ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट टू सुपरसीड बोर्ड. सेक्शन 17 किस बारे में बात करता है? सेक्शन 17 बोलता है दैट व्हाट ऑल विल बी द पावर ऑफ. क्या पावर होगी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की टू सुपरसीड बोर्ड कि सुपरसीड कर पाए बोर्ड को. हम क्या बोलते हैं सेक्शन 17 किस बारे में बात करता है? सेक्शन 17 बात करता है दैट व्हाट ऑल विल बी द पावर ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की क्या पावर होगी कि वो सुपरसीड कर पाए बोर्ड को. सुपरसीड मींस टू टेक पोजीशन ऑफ अदर्स की पोजीशन ली जाए अदर्स दूसरों की. इफ एट एनी टाइम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज ऑफ द ओपिनियन दैट अगर इफ एट एनी टाइम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ये ओपिनियन रखता है दैट on account of grave emergency board is unable here to discharge duty as per the provision of this act. Board has persistently made default in complying with directions issued by central government or discharge of its duties functions, and as a result of such default financial position of board has deteriorated. Circumstances exist which renders it in the public interest to do so. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में बाय नोटिफिकेशन वो सुपरसीड करेगा बोर्ड को फॉर नॉट एक्सीडिंग 6 months. तो सेक्शन 17 किस बारे में बात करता है? That basically talks about the power of central government to supersede board. What all will be the power of central government कि वो कैसे supersede करेगा बोर्ड को. Supersede मतलब होता है means to take position of other. Supersede मतलब क्या होता है? That is what? That means that to take position of others. दूसरों की position कैसे लेंगे हम? If at any time central government is of the opinion that on account of grave emergency board जो है वो unable है discharge करने के लिए duties को as per the provision of this act, board has persistently made default in complying with the direction issued by central government or discharge of its duty function. As a result of such default financial position of board जो है वो deteriorate हो गई, has deteriorated. Circumstances exist कर रही है which render it in public interest to do so. Central government may by notification तो supersede कर रही हो board को for not exceeding 6 months. What will be the effect of such notification? Effect क्या होगा such notification का? Upon publication of such notification superseding the board, members, all members shall as on a date of separation vacate their office. हम क्या बोलते हैं members? जितने भी members है as on the date of separation वो vacate कर सकते हैं अपने office को. All power, functions and duty of board to be discharged by person as central government वो direct कर सकते हैं till board is reconstituted. Property, all property owned and controlled by board shall vest करेगा with the central government until board is reconstituted. On expiry of period of separation, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वो जो है वो रिकंस्टिट्यूट कर सकता है बोर्ड को by fresh appointment and any person who vacated their office shall not be deemed disqualified during such reappointment. Notification to be valid before HOP. What all will be the notification क्या होगा which is to be laid before HOP. तो हम क्या बोलेंगे that is what all will be the notification. हम क्या बोलेंगे that what all will be the क्या क्या as such notifications होने वाले हैं and such other things that is notification to be laid before the HOP. Central government shall cause a copy of notification issue, full report of action under this section and the circumstances leading to such action to be laid before HOP. तो हम क्या बोल रहे हैं particularly notification to be laid before HOP, that is what central government shall cause a copy of notification issue, full report of action under this sections and circumstances leading to such actions to be laid before each HOP. सेक्शन 18 बात करता है रिटर्न्स एंड रिपोर्ट्स के बारे में. Board to furnish to central government return and statement as may be specified within 90 days of end of financial year. Submit to central government report showing the true and full activities during the financial year. Central government to lay such report before the HOP. Section 20 बात करता है about the appeals के बारे में. Person aggrieved by the order of board made before commencement of securities law Second Amendment Act 1999 may file appeal with the central government in the manner prescribed. Section 20A, that is the bar on jurisdiction. Civil court not to have jurisdiction. Then section number 22, members, officers employed to the public servant as per section 21 of the Indian Penal Code. Then comes that is section number 23, that is the protection for act done in good faith. Protection for act done in good faith क्या बोलता है? No suits, prosecutions or other legal proceedings shall lie against. कोई भी सूट प्रोसिक्यूशंस और अदर लीगल प्रोसीडिंग्स जो है वो लाई नहीं करेगी अगेंस्ट द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और इट्स ऑफिसर्स, बोर्ड और इट्स ऑफिसर, एम्प्लॉयर for anything done intended to be done in a good faith under this act rules and regulation. Section number 24, that is the offences. Without prejudice to any award of penalty by board and AO, contravention, imprisonment and fine. If a person contravene करता है, attempt to contravene करने की कोशिश करता है provision of act को, rules को, regulation को, तो imprisonment जो है वो that will be up to 10 years or fine will be up to rupees 25 crore and or if a person fails to pay penalty imposed by board. अगर कोई person fail हो जाता है penalty को pay करने के लिए imposed by board A or fails to comply with any direction or orders 1 month to 10 years or that is up to rupees 25 crore. Then section 24B, that is the power to grant immunity. Section 24B, that is nothing but the power to grant immunity. वो किस बारे में बात करता है? Central government may on recommendation of board and grant immunity to any person from on being satisfied that alleged person has made true and full disclosure from imposition of penalty. Provided that no such immunity should be granted if proceedings for prosecution initiated before date of receipt of application for grant of such immunity, withdrawal of immunity by central government if it is satisfied that such person fails to comply with the terms and condition on each immunity was granted and person has given the false evidence. Recommendation of Sebi is required to grant immunity and recommendation is not binding on central government. Then आता है हमारा section 24A, that is the composition of certain offences. Section 24A बात करता है about the composition of certain offences. What is that? Notwithstanding the Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 1973, any offence punishable under this Act, not being offence punishable with imprisonment only or with imprisonment and also with fine, may before and after institution of proceeding be compounded by SAT court before which such proceedings are pending. Section 26, that is the cognizance of offence. So what is the cognizance of offence? No court shall take cognizance of any offence punishable under this Act, rules and regulation made thereunder, save on a complaint made by the board. Then special code section 26A, that is the establishment. For the purpose of speedy trial of offences under this act, central government क्या करेगी, that is the same by notification establish करेगी special and special shall consist of single judge appointed by the central government, Chief Justice of High Court, qualification of judge of special, at least session judge or additional session judge. Section 26B, that is the offence triable by special. Notwithstanding anything contained in the CCP 1973, जितने भी offence under this act shall be taken cognizance लिया जाएगा of and tried by the special established for the area in which the offence is committed or where there are more special than one for such area by one of them as may be specified by High Court concerned. Section 26C, that is the appeal. High Court जो है वो exercise करेगा power as the CCP as is the special court of session in his jurisdiction. Section 26D, that is the application of CCP 1973. Special deemed to be court of session, person conducting prosecution deemed to be public prosecutor. CCP 1973 is applicable to proceeding of special. Section 27, that is a contravention by companies. Where person committing the contravention is a company, every person who at the time of contravention was responsible to a company for conduct of this and company itself shall be deemed to be guilty and liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. Person shall not be liable to punishment if he proves that contravention took place with effect his knowledge or that he exercised all due diligence to prevent such contravention. Where it is proved that contravention has taken place with the consent or connivance of or is attributable to any neglect on part of director, manager, CS and other officer, such director, manager, CS and other officer shall also be deemed to be guilty and liable to proceeded against and punished. For the purpose of this section, company means any BC and includes a firm, AOI, and director in relation to a firm means a partner in a firm. Section 28A, that is what? That is the recovery of amount. If a person fails to pay any penalty under this act, comply with direction of board for return of monies or for disgorgement order, fails to pay any dues to the board, recovery officer or board empowered by order may draw up a statement specifying the amount and proceeded to recover such sum in following manner. Attachment and sales of a person's property, movable, immovable, attachment of person's bank account, arrest of such a person and his detention in prison, appointing a person for management of person's property, and provision of Income Tax Act 1961 shall apply. Then comes that is the recovery officer is empowered to seek assistance of local administration for such recovery. Explanation क्या for the purpose of this section. The purpose movable, immovable properties, monies held in a bank account shall include any property, monies held in a bank account on or after the date when the amount specified in certificate has become due, which has been transferred directly, indirectly by the person to his spouse, minor child, son's wife, son's minor child, otherwise than for adequate consideration. For as movable, immovable property, money is held in bank account, so transfer to his minor child, his son minor child is concerned, it shall even after the date of attainment of majority by such minor child, son's minor child, as the case may be, continue to be included in the person's movable, immovable property, money is held in bank account for recovering any amount due from person under this act. Section 28B. Now comes that what is that is what? That is the section 24B. Now in this one, we are reading the things for the and that is relating with the section 28b. That is what? That is the continuance. That will be what? That will be the section 28b. That is what? That is the continuance of proceedings. So further we are discussing that where a person dies, जहाँ एक person मर जाता है तो उसका legal representative shall be वो liable हो जाएगा to pay any sum which the deceased would have been liable to pay. And तो हम फर्दर क्या डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, दैट इज वेयर अ पर्सन डाइज, अगर कोई पर्सन मर जाता है तो उसका लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव शैल बी लाइबल हो जाएगा टू पे एनी सम व्हिच द डिसीज वुड हैव बीन लाइबल टू पे इफ ही हैड नॉट डाइड, अगर वो नहीं मरता है इन द लाइक मैनर एंड टू द सेम एक्सटेंट एज द डिसीज, provided that in case of any penalty payable under this act, a legal representative shall be liable only in case I can do hereby is. So currently we are discussing section number 28b. That is what? That is the continuance. That is what? That will be the continuance of proceeding. We can even close it, I think so. Section number 28b. That is the continuance of proceedings. What does the continuance of proceeding basically talks about, but it is less communicative according to me. Therefore, I should open the camera as well so that it will be communicative from and effective. Section 28b, that is the continuance of proceeding. Where a person dies, जहाँ एक person मर जाता है तो उसका legal representative जो होगा, that the same shall be liable होगा to pay any sum which the deceased would have been liable to pay if he had not died in the like manner and to the same extent as the deceased, provided that in case of any penalty payable under this act, a legal representative shall be liable only in the case the penalty has been imposed before the death of the deceased person. Then come for the purpose of subsection. For the purpose of subsection, any proceeding for disgorgement, refund, or an action for recovery before recovery officer, except a proceedings for levy of penalty initiated against the deceased before his death, shall be deemed to have been initiated against the legal representative and may be continued from the stage at which it stood on date of death of the deceased, and all the provision of this act shall apply accordingly. उसके बाद any proceeding for disgorgement, refund or an action for recovery before the recovery officer, except a proceeding for levy of penalty which could have been initiated against the deceased if he had survived, may be initiated against legal representative, and all the provision of this shall apply accordingly. According to me, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, पहले ये वाला पूरा पढ़ लेती हूँ मैं, देन मुझे खुद से पहले थोड़ा रिपीट करना होगा, अदरवाइज ऐसा लग रहा है कि 3 रीडिंग चल रही है. एवरी जितने भी लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है शैल बी वो पर्सनली लाइबल होंगे फॉर एनी सम पेबल बाय हिम इन कैपेसिटी एज लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव इफ व्हाइल हिज लाइबिलिटी फॉर सच सम रिमेन अनडिस्चार्ज he creates a charge on and disposes of parts with any assets of the estate of the deceased which are in or may come into his possession, but such liability shall be limited to the value of the assets or charged, disposed of, or parted with. The liability of legal representative shall be limited to the extent to which the estate of deceased is capable of meeting the liability. For the purpose of this section, legal representative means a person who is in law represent the estate of a deceased person and includes any person who intermeddles with the estate of the deceased, and where a party sues or is sued in a representative character, the person on whom the estate devolves on the death of the party also suing or sued. ऑलराइट, तो हम क्या करते हैं, पहले कोई पर्टिकुलर में रिविजन वीडियो देखती हूँ एंड देन सेम ताकि एक रीडिंग में काम हो जाए। ऑलराइट,